Katherine, DeVita,
Hello.
Ocean Point Business Center, and my wonderful friend. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing really well. How are you doing in these crazy times?
You know, I have a sense of humor. That's
Right.
one of the things that gets us through it.
Yeah, for
So,
sure.
yeah, so Catherine, I see you sitting there in your beautiful boardroom all by yourself.
Here
Very good,
I am. Where is
very good
everybody?
physical distancing.
Oh, that's for sure. Get any closer to anybody here.
Yeah, good for you. And Catherine, it's been quite well, we've just discussed it's probably been over 11 years
Yeah, yeah.
since we
It's
first
been.
met.
That's right. That's right. Did you want to share how we met, Candace? Are you open?
Um, well, I was in the bar. No.
No, it's been a wonderful 11 years that I've known you, and I'm so grateful that you're in my life. And
Oh,
your humor at times like this, it's so refreshing. We're texting and emailing back and forth, and you're always shooting me little fun things, and it keeps everything light. And this is what we need at this time.
oh, humor is like a medicine, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you have a really extensive career. And not only are you a very well seasoned business owner, you are absolutely massive in contributing to the community around you and to the well being of others. You have a wonderful family history in the White Rock area as well as yourself. You guys are legends in the restaurant industry, and we can chat about that in a second. But let's talk about how we met. Particularly, I was going through a career change, and after producing television in Los Angeles and coming home and trying to figure out what next, you were assigned to me, or I was assigned to you. And you were just amazing. You just reached and touched all the areas in my life, gave me confidence because I was a little bit shattered. The television industry had tanked seriously, and I had given up a career in healthcare and just was wondering what on earth I was going to do. So, talk about what you were doing, where you were involved, what your passion was, and how you were helping people like myself.
Oh, Candace, thank you. First of all, I just want to thank you for this interview. This is
Uh,
such an opportunity, to share what I do and to share with the people out there what we have going on here. Um, I do come from a variety of backgrounds. When I met you, I was, I think, going through my third transition in careers. Um, as a career development facilitator, which is what my role was when I met you, it was really to help people in finding the job, the career that they're looking for, in the hard case, in going out. I was preparing them with their interviewing skills, who they were first of all, interviewing skills, their resume, how to market themselves, what's the hidden job market, what is the labor market doing out there. So I was doing this work for quite a long time. My degree, I have my psychology from UBC, my bachelor's degree. And prior to that, I was a restaurateur myself. So I had a variety of different careers prior to coming to this. And it was just a perfect marriage of my caring for people, my psychology, my business savvy, all of that kind of intertwined. And I became a career development practitioner. This also happened after my divorce. So I was lost myself and going through my own career exploration. And so when the time came and I received my certification in many different avenues in order to do this kind of work, I felt very seasoned already, jumping in with both feet. But it really was a marriage of the things that I love to do, and helping people is definitely one of them. When I met you, you were a shining star, let me tell you, everyone. There's in the 12 years or so that I did this work, there were 3 people that stood out for me in the whole time. And I met thousands of people. Candace was definitely one of them. And she's one of
Aw.
these people. So I said, I need to keep in touch with her. You were a shining star in amongst the others. You were so inspirational, and you just had so much to share. So you really were one of those people that you don't forget.
Aw,
So I just wanted to say that.
and I didn't even pay you to say that.
No, you didn't. No, no, you did not. You did not. So those were times that I loved, I treasured. Um, how I fell into where I am now kind of ties in with it.
Mhm.
When I was working for government agencies and private agencies, Loved what I did. The government took a turn in 2012, and they took this industry from the federal level to the provincial level.
Mhm.
And there were a lot of cutbacks, and there was a lot of things that I wasn't able to do as a facilitator. Um, I really was a cheerleader for people, and there was so much I wanted to share. And I would get my hands slapped all the time. Katherine, it's, for a fee now, and we can't just give people all this. We have to put them into signed classes, whether they need it or not. And for me, it didn't make any sense. It wasn't logical. I said, give the people what they need. I know what they need. I have what they need. These are professionals, and they're a professional in their own right, doing whatever they know what to do. Getting a job for many is not, when you've been working for 20 years in an industry, you haven't done a resume. You don't know what the market is like out there. You don't know how to market yourself because you didn't have to, So an accountant goes and does their work. They know what to do, but to get a job, it's a little more, you need somebody who's specialized in that. And that was me, but I wasn't allowed to do it. So in 2012, I created lesson plans. I with the team, we set up this, how the whole thing was going to run. But when it was time to actually run it, there was a lot of things that I wasn't able to do, and I couldn't sleep at night because my values were not adding up to this job. I had things to give people. They put them through a rigmarole to get them there, and it was just time. People wanted to get working. So I decided to leave that company that I was with and start my own. When I came to Ocean Pointe, I'd heard that they rent out office space, and I was going to go on my own because I feel I had enough to do it. Wisdom, that is, or knowledge, not wisdom, knowledge, to to go ahead and do it. So when I came into the center, I just fell in love with it. It was like a spa. It was beautiful. The whole feel was so elegant and professional. And I said, I'm definitely taking a room to rent out of here. I heard through the grapevine, my brother, that the place was soon to be up for sale. So we went back and forth a week or so, and I said, you know what, I'm going to purchase it, and I'm going to run my business, being the career counseling business, and I'm going to have somebody who runs the office part, and I'm here. I can keep an eye on things. And so that's what I did. So in June 2012, I bought Ocean Pointe Business Center, and I didn't know anything about it. But I felt, my background. I ran a motel for my family years ago, my restaurateur background, business.
And the restaurant?
Cosmos. My
Okay,
mom and dad were the founders of Cosmos back in 1974, and I was the young dishwasher, single digit dishwasher in the back. So it's I just felt this was an easy transition in. So I did purchase it, and I've never looked back. I've loved this field of work so much. I met amazing people, and I continue to do so. So yeah, Ocean Pointe for me came to be. It had been running since 2001. So I came in 2012. A month later, I hired Susan, who is still with me today. And she is the backbone. She's just amazing. I'm the visionary. I go out, I network, I love people. I bring people on board, do the leases and negotiate and whatnot. Susan is the day by day. I could not be here without her. She is such a strong backbone. So together we are a team. And I love my people. We call them our kids. How are our kids doing? And I really do feel a maternal, nurturing love towards all my clients. So that's a little bit of how I got to here.
So how many physical business spaces do you have available? So first of all, let's say that you're in the Prospera building.
Yes.
In South Surrey, off of 17th, I believe, and 152nd.
Yeah, that's right.
We have the 4th floor and now the 2nd floor, which we can talk about that in a minute. Yeah. But altogether right now, how many physical offices do you have in both now the 4th and 2nd floors combined?
We have 25 offices altogether, physical offices. Yeah.
Wow. That's incredible. I've been in the building. I don't know where you hide them all, but they are so discreet. That's amazing. And but you also have virtual clients, and I happen to be a virtual client of yours and have been for several years. And tell me how many virtual clients you have, and then I would like you to explain what you offer to people with a physical space, and then what you offer for the virtual space.
Okay. All right. So Our virtual clients, basically, we have around about 35 virtual businesses that work through our center. And what we offer our virtual clients, the very first thing we will offer them is a mail address to use on all their marketing material. So it is, our world now, it's very, especially now, it's become very, very virtual. Everything is done electronically through the internet. And this is wonderful. I mean, a lot of people are positioned very well right now for that.
Right.
Had this epidemic happened 15 years ago, we would really been in much bigger trouble, I believe. So the virtual office is, you get the mailbox, the mail address, the use of the mailing address. So it's a brick and mortar building, and many businesses feel very confident coming and knowing that there's they're not going to be fly by night. They're not going to take off. They're here. We're always going to be here. So they have use of that. They have a mailbox where it's a secure mailbox, and we collect their mail daily. We stamp it. If they want us to open, we do. We can scan it to them if they can't. And especially right now, we're offering enhanced services for people. We are not charging our regular clients any of them. We're encouraging them to stay home. We want them to be safe. We want them to be well and healthy. So we're saying, you know what? Whatever you can do from home, please do from home. We're encouraging people to go onto Zoom and Skype and have meetings that way virtually. We are handling their mail. With their approval or with their wanting, we open it, scan it to them, email it to them. And we've even further said, at this point, we can still deposit checks for you. With
Wow.
your permission and written consent, we email, the check to them. We run to the local banks. We're really lucky. We call it Bank Central here in White Rock, South Surrey. There's 6 banks right here. The big major banks are right within walking distance. So I will take it in. I get their transit number. I walk it to the bank. I deposit it. Then I take the slip. I photocopy that, scan it over to them. And so they know, and they can just go right into their account and see that the money's been deposited. So this is something we're doing. There is usually a charge for all of this on top of, we have packages. And so this would be something, but at this point, I'm just trying to do my part in helping my clients get through this time.
Wow,
So
that's so great.
this is a courtesy we're doing for everybody. So that would be, so in addition to that, the virtual client also will have some time in physical room, be it the boardroom, the small meeting space, or an office. And so they can come and meet clients. Of course, this isn't so much at this moment, but it's been used very, very much over the last, many years that we've been running this program.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be our virtual client. We create services as needed.
Oh, so basically whatever the needs are of that individual business, you will look and investigate resources and then create them to meet that client's needs.
Yes, we do that.
Does it involve free wine delivery?
We can talk about that, Candace.
We talk about wine a lot, but anyways.
You must have been to many of our wine and cheese gatherings here.
Yes, I have, and they're lovely.
and you've been one of our greatest supporters, so we're so appreciative of that. So
you can create packages.
We create packages based on what the needs are. For example, there was an elderly gentleman, and he ran a very big corporation. He is in his 80s. And he doesn't want to shut down. He's still revving to go, and he comes in here and he calls this his home office. Wow. So he created a small book to pass on to his family. Oh. And the book was all about how he built his business from the ground up, the people that were involved, some of the struggles he had and how he overcame them. He created 2 pages of quotes for himself. He created ways to get wealthy for his family. He's got pictures of his children, his wife. They adopt many children as well. They foster many children, adopt. An amazing gentleman. Susan and I were so honored to be a part of his book. And so he would send it to us. And of course, he wasn't very good on, the computer. So he would handwrite all the thoughts that he wanted. And Susan and myself, we went through and we cleaned it up, and I went back and I edited quite a bit of it. I'm a resume writer and, cover letter writer. Yeah. So I went back and edited, quite a bit of it. And so this was something we created, a service we created based on this. So
Wow.
we have an elderly population and they want to tell their story and they don't know quite how to do it. I mean, we will do it if we listen to the recording, if they tape it and want to just speak it, we will do that as well. So this is one example of what we do. We really are very open-minded, think outside the box. How can we make this happen? So
Wow. So
one example.
literally anything that anyone can imagine. That's amazing. What a beautiful gift to give to his, a legacy from him to his family, and that you are so willing to be that resource. Now, was he a virtual client that way, or was he, so that was one of the services customized
Yes.
by you to serve what he wanted to achieve?
Yes, yes.
Oh,
How we came up with our check deposit. We have a client here who's been he was a full-time client, physical client for many years. Got a great deal down in the States, so he is an international now. And he has a company that is growing like crazy all across the U.S. He offers custodial services to the big box businesses, and he's just flying. He's doing so well. So he now is in Arizona quite a bit, Arizona and Washington. And he says, Katherine, checks are coming in all the time. I'm not physically there. I said, well, if you trust us, we would be happy to do this. Of course he did. And that's how that business started. So I offered it to others took it up, and we have a great little sideline service that we're offering as well now, which I'm opening up to others.
that's amazing.
So people
So
come
where
to
do I
us.
get these checks, Katherine, so that you can put some in mine? Just kidding.
Yeah, I don't know about that, Candace. I'll work on the wine though.
Yeah. So, for instance, someone like myself has used your event space. So we have actually hosted an event in your space because I was a virtual client. That was one of the opportunities that I had. And I think we had 30 women or 35 women
Yes.
in the beautiful reception area. And for people that will go to your website, which we'll have after, they can actually see the photographs of different setups that you have that people can use. So we came in, after hours. You let us come in, prep the day before. You had everything organized for us. You even had chairs and things that we could set up. You had all the technology, the big computer screen that we could use, a little podium area. And then we even had the reception with food in that same space.
Oh,
and it was just amazing.
yeah. Yes. I love that. I have a lot of fun with, setting up small events for our people. The back office area, and we are getting a new website created right now, so we're working on it. So the website we have now is good, but there's a better one coming up. So with fresher pictures, newer pictures. We just had carpeting done not long ago, a new paint job. We've got new furniture back there, beautiful couches, and everything's very
Beautiful.
nice. It is nice.
It's
So elegant, yeah. And that's the part. I really do enjoy that. Yours, by the way, was a huge success. It was one of the biggest ones we've had, and it worked out quite well. And remember, Jim was trying to get we had was it
the technology in the computer.
We had it up on a stand. Remember that? We were being very creative, and it worked beautifully. So it does hold about 30 to 35 people. 30 is probably a little more comfortable. We do offer that after hours and on weekends because we don't want to disrupt our business people that are there during the day. And yes, I have seating. We shuffle all the beautiful furniture around unless you want it, like a living room set. We have had people that use the living room set and have informal little meetings. Otherwise, we shuffle that around and we bring up chairs. We have chairs, standalone chairs. And so we get that set up. There's always food, coffee, tea, water, whatever our people want. We can cater that or bring in caterers, whatever our people want. So it's a beautiful setup. We have a TV which hooks up to any laptop. We have a little podium, like you said, and it's a very comfortable, casual environment, which, sometimes you go to a small, not gyms, but, little areas like that are offered in different spaces. And this is very warm and comfortable. It's feels like a big living room, really.
It does, and it's just the right combination of something that's very professional looking, but very warm and inviting because of the elegance, the colors, just the
Mhm.
way that it's designed. And right outside the door are the washrooms.
Yes.
Really unusual. People can easily slip in and out of a washroom. And you also have inside your offices a full, huge kitchen,
Yes.
complete with a dishwasher and fridge and a microwave and coffee machines and water and everything that you can think, glasses and dishes. You have everything available,
That's
which was just a fantastic opportunity for us as well.
right.
And parking in the afternoon and evenings, like in the after hours, is quite good there.
It is. It is. It is. It's. We have a big underground parking, which would be locked, so that it's good for our clients who do have the fobs to come through. But otherwise, there's a surface parking, which I don't know, maybe 50 spaces. There's quite a few, quite a few. Just going back again too, you had asked me about the virtual, and anybody who is a virtual client has access to all of this and at a discounted rate. I call it my umbrella, so if anybody signs up with us with the mailbox, that's the very basic, it's like $50 a month, and you have access to all of this and at a reduced rate than somebody who would just come off the street and ask. And we do open it to the public. It is open to the public. They can rent the boardroom here. It seats 14 people. We do have a PowerPoint in ceiling sound. We have a lot of different things here, and coffee always, we always have those services available. So everything that our full-time people can have, our virtual clients can also enjoy. Now the full-time client, you had asked about that, they get a beautiful office. It is furnished if they choose to keep the furniture, but many, like we have architects who want the stand-up, sit-down kind of desks or something more specialized, drafting tables, but they can bring whatever they would like in. There's no problem. But we do offer furniture as well. And so they have access, they pay one fee a month and everything is covered. That's the janitorial, the cleaning services. It's their, Wi-Fi, their mail service. There's answering service, telephone answering. So we have that in virtual as well. But basically, we have a common receptionist, and she will pick up the phone, answering in your company's name, and taking, forwarding messages to their room, taking messages, whatever it is that they need. We have also invested in a new telephone system 2 years ago, $20,000 system, and that system is it's not a VoIP system, so calls do not get dropped. It's a very high-end Panasonic. People love it. I had everybody surveys. I do surveys all the time. What do you think? What's your need? What do you want? And so they wanted something that was very reliable, very clean. I call companies sometimes and I can hear, like when we talk, they're running, I can't, there's a cutoff. The system's excellent. So we have the service where you can just get the full on reception call answering service. So whatever you have in a regular office, we can offer all of that at one price, which covers everything.
That's amazing, because everybody's getting very practical in the way that they do business now. There's a lot of self-employment, and people do still need that professional space. And I know without a doubt, because I've seen you in action, I've been around you since you purchased the property and watched what you have done. And you are probably one of the most unusual business owners I've ever met, because you call them your kids, but honestly, you treat every one of us exactly in the same value. And here's a resource you won't provide for us. And if I've come to you with ideas, you were just instantly, yes, let's do it, and let's figure out a way. We will be doing, it's interesting because I was going to do an event with you back a year ago, and the timing was off, but we were going to do a virtual event where I brought in speakers from Los Angeles and Nashville, entertainers and speakers, and it just wasn't the right timing, but we figured out it's something we could do, which is happening right now because of COVID. People are using that very resource. So you have provided a way for everyone to have the traditional, but also the new way of connecting with one another. And I think the services that you are offering in virtual are, helping people to keep up with their business and continue when a lot of people are not allowed to be working right now. So do you want to just share a little bit about what, if there's any businesses out there right now that maybe haven't had a relationship with you in the past, but they're concerned about their ongoing business right now, how can they get a hold of you to find out what services that you might be able to support them with during this difficult time?
Yeah, absolutely. What we can do right now, as long as the mail is operating, I mean, many people now are at home. They don't need an office to be going to. I think that will change, of course, once the COVID is over. And I think we're going to see much more of this kind of a model. And the reason, Candace, I'm saying that is people are going to realize they can work from home. This is going to be a total change in the way we do work. And it's been moving that way, but this has really enhanced, this is sped it up quite a bit. And people are going to go, this is good, I can stay at home. But what I'm finding is even many of my clients who are here, and they have the option, many of these clients have the option. They have beautiful home offices, they choose to be here. It's the social piece that they choose to be here. Mm-hmm. And what they do is, I can't show you right now, but our doors are glass, but they have beautiful little blinds.
Yeah.
And when I bought the business, everybody's blind was down. People were working, even though they've got this and they go in the kitchen and they can socialize, they like their blinds down. It's quiet time, they're working. I would say about half of our clients now, their blind is up. So it's still private, but they like to see movement. They like to see people walking by, right? Yes. And what I'm finding in my research that I've done indicates that people can work from home, but they choose to be with others on their own terms. Wow. So even during the COVID, I have one gentleman in here, and he's at home, and he can be at home. He's semi-retired. He's got his assistant working here, and he says, I can't be home. My wife is busy. She's doing her own thing. I don't want to be home. I need to be here. So he's missing.
That's more than 6 foot social physical distance. It's like gone in an office by himself.
That's right. But they're enjoying it. So if anybody feels they need supports in that way, as long as the mail is going to be moving and it is an essential service, I will be sorting out the mail for my clients. I will be here. I want to be their hands and eyes and feet and do what they can't do, because I figure if it's just one of me, and I'm a germaphobe, I'm really freaked out about these things. If it's me that's doing it and not 10 or 20 other people, we're in a better place.
Right.
So electronically, I can send stuff to them. I can keep the things moving on here. Right. So if anybody feels they need those supports, I'd be more than happy to find out what it is they need. And if there's anything that I can do or Susan can do, we'd be happy to do it. How you can reach me is my email is K for Katherine, DeVita, at opbc.ca.
And we'll have that posted for you.
Yeah. Yes. You can also reach us through info@opbc.ca. Our website is opbc.ca. And my phone number, and Candace, I will have that up. My personal cell phone is 604-722-4131. And everybody here has my cell. I don't mind giving it out. That's part of my commitment to helping to flatten the curve, as they say. And I just want to keep my clients knowing that I care enough to do whatever it is I can in this difficult time.
That's amazing. And for you, on just an ending note, what is it that you are personally doing that's helping you cope through this challenging time, other than the wine part, which will...
Did you see I kicked the thing? I got excited when you said
So what is it? How do you find your peace during this challenging time?
I've upped my my vitamins. I bought the same stuff for my kids too. I'm bumping up our immune system. We're definitely doing everything that the World Health Organization is recommending us to do. I'm going for walks. I miss my 30-minute HIIT. They're amazing. I started in January and I love it. But I am doing it virtually at home. I've got my gloves and I'm punching into the air, which is great. So I think fitness is really important. And just really keeping in touch with my family, virtually. I've got a mom who's turning 86 years old and I'm worried about her, but she's commanded to be housebound. And I'm a bit of a spiritual person. So I have my own ways of, feeling peace in my heart. Mm-hmm. So those are just some things that I'm doing, Candace. I'm making gourmet dinners because I can, and I've got the time, so I'm enjoying that. And
Are you making those for yourself, Catherine? Do you deliver?
Myself and my partner, and so he's enjoying it too. So yeah, it's been really good. And maybe I'm trying to find
Deliver?
recipes to have you guys over when the time is right.
Right. Yeah. But do you deliver is what I want to know. Do you deliver?
Oh, okay. That would really be pushing my services here at Ocean Point, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would, but it'd be kind of fun. We
It
could
would be kind of fun. It would be kind of fun. That's true. I'll
uh,
think about that one.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Catherine, thank you as a woman business owner, an incredible model of compassion and servant leadership that I've always known you to have. You're doing a great service for this community. You're assisting people to be able to have a space that not only serves all of their needs and customized, but it's elegant and it's somewhere that I feel very proud when I do have to have a meeting, which isn't too often, but I'm so grateful. And of course, anything that I order or deliveries, you have been able to receive them through the couriers at the office. And it's just such a great service. So I want to thank you as a woman with a vision for a business that you are contributing to the community. And basically, as a virtual client, there's really no limit, I think, on what services you can offer, even outside of the South Surrey area. So I'm sure that there's clients in various parts of British Columbia, perhaps, that, or any other places, like you say, one businessman who's now stationed in the States, and
Yes.
so much that you can offer.
Yes, yes. We have a couple people in the US that we work with, and there's also a couple in Toronto.
That's fantastic.
Yes, so
Wow.
it's great. Most are local. Most love to, I'm a big advocate for work where you live.
Mhm.
You don't need. I used to do the big ride into Vancouver daily with two little kids as a single parent, and it was brutal. It really was brutal. So I really encourage people to, get back into their communities and find ways to make it work because it is doable.
Mhm.
And anytime, that I can talk to anybody and see how we can make it work. I'm very open, and I love ideas. I love ideas.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today. And I'm going to make sure that we have your website and contact information as we pass this around through social media and virtually spread this good news. And thank you so much for joining me. And more importantly, thank you for your love and friendship over all these years. And can't
Candace.
wait till I can hug you again.
I know. I feel the
We
same.
live so close together.
This is nutty time, but it will pass, and we will be able to do that again. But thank you, Candace, so much for taking the time and interviewing me and showcasing my business. Thank you so much. Stay safe.
Yeah, you too, love.
Thank you. Take care.